Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and welcome back to Amabel Goes to Forex School Age of Wonders, where today we begin our episode with a remembrance of J.R.R. Tolkien, the Rally Master,
Yeah.
who only craved to be challenged in combat, and was.
Yes. Now, I want to mention something because you don't read the comments.
I generally mostly don't read the comments, yeah.
And you especially don't want to have people give advice from the comments.
Okay.
And I don't do that. But
I don't
apparently
know if I love
you
where
can
this
resurrect heroes.
Don't tell me things.
We can resurrect J.R.R. Tolkien.
Amabel, do not give me information. It disgusts me.
This explains a lot about our relationship.
I thought I remembered there being a way to do something like that. Listen, we got 3 heroes right now. We'll get whatever. We'll figure it out.
What did you name the other hero?
J.R.R. Tolkien was a master of undeath, and as such, I have no doubt that, like Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost, she is going to basically force herself upon us. The other I forgot that I was supposed to come up with a name for the other hero. Can I be honest?
I'm really disappointed. Okay.
Well, hold on. This is fixable though. Adjust appearance. Lady. Froghorn von Legwithhorn. Distantly related to the Scaly. Because it's weird. Most people in her family are giant chickens. It's very strange that she has come out as a frog. Yeah.
Do you remember the time when you thought you confused me with Foghorn Leghorn and thought Foghorn Leghorn had influence over the U.S. Senate?
I am sure I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds.
It was 2 days ago.
That sounds like the behavior of a madman, and I just, I'm very sensitive and measured as a person. So. Zendara the Phoenix, building up forces, getting slowly angrier and angrier at us. And apparently, it would seem that this Marauder Guard might be headed to our capital. I thought maybe the Derelict Workshop was just sending one army out, but maybe it has just entered insane hostility mode. We were on our way to wipe it out eventually anyway, so we'll get there. But first. We have here a trial that we were told to bring Growlin Spring Shower or something. Yeah, Growlin Spring Shower 2 alone. It looks like a high-risk battle, but I'm confident we can make it through with a little bit of magic.
Okay.
Let's see how correct I am about that. At the ritual site, you encounter a Spirit Hawk, former familiar of the Yukara Zikuta. The Spirit Hawk approaches you, posing a question. A council is convoked by the guardians of the cosmos. Like all others, your people are called to arms against primal forces. If no one is to send aid, then every race may perish. If you come to aid alone, your people may suffer the most. Do you answer the call to arms in this cosmic war that threatens all and everyone? Wait, is this a real thing that's happening, or is this a riddle? Am I taking a personality test? Am I taking a personality test from this giant hawk?
You're going to be a 9th level frog.
Well, we can certainly accept the call and face the storm. But what if this? What if I lay out to the council why my people's wisdom will aid the cause more than our, blood would do so? We'll lose 29 knowledge per turn, contributing it to the. This is just. Amabel.
Yeah.
It's just gibberish, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. I mean, you told me to try to be nicer to the game, and I am trying to be nicer to the game.
Okay, but we don't have to be nice to this particular bit of we should also be honest. Just a Spirit Hawk approaches you, posing a question. This is a familiar of the Yuzara Zikuta. How do I know that? That's not information I should have, but apparently that's true. And then a council is convoked by the guardians of the cosmos. Who? What? What are you talking
Well,
about?
what I'm saying is a lot of the kind of lore stuff feels like gibberish to me because I haven't played the 3 other
Yeah.
games.
I don't know that
So,
this has
like,
anything to do with that. I think this is going to
I
like this for everybody.
maybe
I'm inclined to
Spirit Hawks
just
are like that.
pay
Wait,
knowledge here. What?
before you do, can
Okay.
you hover over Spirit Hawk?
I sure can. A Spirit Hawk is a kind of military unit.
Oh, okay. All right.
I would rather pay knowledge than get into
Yeah.
the fight if it's possible to do so. Okay, yeah, that completed the trial. 3 remaining. Spoken with a sage's heart, the Spirit Hawk proclaims. But the sword cuts the quills when there is no shield to defend them.
What, okay.
Strap in. When the lion rallied its lieges against the world worms, Yukara Zikuta led a large Krazuran host to the sky beyond. The Spirit Hawk squawks in a doleful fashion. As one does, you know.
I don't think you were squawking dolefully when you did that line reading. Could you give it
Oh,
another go?
absolutely not. But none of her kinsmen ever returned, and Zikuta became one of the 3 lost Yukaras, whose spirit remains silent during the ancestral rituals. You have passed the trial of fealty, the familiar says, ending its speech. May it lead you to a better doom. I love ending its speech. I especially love ending its speech when it's then followed by another line.
May it lead you to a better tomb. It's pretty good though.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll get some credit there.
Okay, so the Trial of Wisdom is down near Pentacle. We can make that happen. I'm just gonna get out of here because actually there's like a lot of hostile stuff in this area. And Growlin Spring Shower is nothing if not a coward. So if we have a 500 strength army approaching us that we probably are going to have to fight, the army I have right here, yeah, is reading 350. It's kind of a soft force with no hero. So I'm wondering if maybe we actually should pull our new hero back just to run this force and finish off what's her face's army with other units. Because it seems like we may need to be a more effective defensive formation than I was thinking. Also, we got to remember we do have a spell that lets us summon animal units, potentially like cool animal units. Right? Call Wild Animal lets us get tier 2s at the very least. We need to get some mana income so that we can afford to do that and still also potentially, cast spells in combat and everything. Okay, I don't really want you to do anything except, I guess, step a little further back. Actually, it looks like an animal cage has spawned on the road over here. That's something we could go after. And our scout can continue to scout. We're seeing some real faraway stuff that's not actually of any value to us. Alright, we finished researching Crow Companions. So we could cast this spell now to give our scouts +2 vision range. Given the tightness of our mana, I think we probably won't, but we could. We can learn the Wild Speaker, a support unit that summons and empowers animals. Having a unit that has a combat animal conjuration, given our Wildkin thing, seems pretty good to me. We do have access to some higher tier stuff as well here. Tier 4 Lingering Mists, allowing us to make provinces misty. I don't think is actually super high value. Yeah, I kind of do think it's the Wild Speaker, actually. We have a new Empire development skill available. Locking and shuffling research skills costs less. Research city structures cost less gold in production to build. I don't hate that. And we're not using our Imperium for very much right now. So continuing to buy skills with it, I think, makes some decent sense. Perbolion produced that blacksmith. So we have a pretty decent amount of draft going now.
Yeah. We got that forester, right? That we're supposed to. You got that last episode?
Yeah, we needed that to start the building of the blacksmith.
Right. Okay.
So we can push toward Town Hall 3, which would unlock the production of our Tier 3 unit, the Architect, and give us some other stuff. But unfortunately, it takes a lot of gold to start the production, and we just don't have any. So I suppose one thing we could do is focus on getting some gold. If we build a wizard tower foundation, it'll give us some Imperium income, which is certainly valuable. Bonus vision range from the building here, and obviously we'll be able to build a wizard tower atop it. Wizard towers are powerful buildings.
Yes.
But like all of our special buildings that like give us really compelling yields and stuff, it's all everything we're missing. We're just missing gold. So perhaps it behooves us to build income structures.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We have not paid a tremendous amount of attention to our income so far.
Frogs aren't good at that. It's just famously. I'm sorry for this terrible frog stereotype, but
is that a thing that is known? All right, well, look at that. We found ourselves a spirit hawk. They're not very good units for combat.
They are an animal?
Yeah, but I don't even so, I think I would rather use this thing as a scout than a combat unit. Like, they're really not very good. Let's get back inside friendly territory here so we can be at full health next turn. We are continuing to produce more units here. I guess we can try to intercept the Marauder Guard with both armies. I think for right now, I'm going to move to like the edge of our territory down here. And just stay inside the line until we know exactly what this thing's plan is. Our hero is coming home. Try to leave a big open plain between us and our destination instead of a forest. And you just need to probably kind of head back, produce some more vision of the areas around us that are important. Oh, the Great Bird Nest is also going to start sending infestation. Okay. Yeah, we got to start cleaning up some of this stuff. You got to play more aggressively, I think, than I had intended.
Ah.
I like being passive. If I'm honest.
No, I know.
You know, I have a tendency to play a very like sort of internal kind of way if I'm given the option, certainly. I think we'll go ahead and build a market here as well. Push that income even higher.
I mean, that's a big part of why I think you enjoy Slipways so much.
I mean, without question, yeah.
Yeah. There's not really any games like in the 4x space that are quite that internal, where you don't need to do the fighty stuff. You don't need, you know.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that, but
well, where it's an emphasis of the game is what I'm trying to articulate.
Yeah, don't know if I'd agree with that.
Okay.
I heard what you were saying the first time.
Okay.
All right, so we can now request aid by creating a bounty for our allies to go after. Bounties can target cities and important structures owned by enemies. So we can try to incentivize our friends down in Pentacle to send troops to wipe out these annoying things. I don't think I'm going to. Resources are tight right now. You know?
Yeah.
All right, we're definitely going to get some more vision with our new
This is
our
the
new
bounty.
dude here.
Here you can create a bounty to offer it to other rulers.
Okay, you can only actually offer them to rulers. It looks like so we can't tell our allied city-states to go after it. We can only offer it to Zendara. So offer a combination of mana and gold to try to get him to destroy the derelict workshop for us. Except that we don't have very much mana or gold right now. I do think that overall that system is a cool idea. It's neat to be able to be a quest giver. And it does like mechanically fall in line with what being a ruler of a realm in this kind of setting means, right? It's a cool union of kind of like the player experience of playing these things and the sort of like the fiction of the world. Because from a player experience, playing as an adventurer or whatever, like the primary goal, the primary utility that rulers have in the world is that they hire people like you to go kill things. And so, without being able to do that yourself, in what sense are you a ruler?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad we agree.
Yeah, no, I mean that I don't have anything to add to the thing you said, which was smart and made sense.
Okay. Okay.
That's basically what I mean whenever I say yeah.
All right, let's just get right up against it here. So these are both trials, I think, and we'll be able to access them next turn. It looks to me like the cannon is maybe deciding to come south around the woods here. We're going to have a Shade Maker, that's another archer, pretty soon. I'm a little leery of spending gold on it because we're going to need gold to keep the buildings going. But yeah, we need to clear out one of these things in good enough shape that we can run over and knock out their base afterward. I guess I'm just going to keep you right where you are for the moment. And Scout is kind of headed back home. What am I seeing here? It's like the ruins of a fortress or a bunker or something. But it doesn't seem to be mechanically interactable. It might just be environmental storytelling. All right, so we are making progress toward a goal here. This Trial of the Ancient stuff. So I feel a little bit better about that because I think we've spent a lot of time kind of not making progress.
Yeah.
Oh, the eagle is serving as a distraction. The cannon wants to chase the eagle. Well, bad news for the cannon. Since the eagle is fully flying movement, we can just get over tiles that are not traversable.
I believe that's a hawk.
You are correct. All large birds are eagles. Here's the thing. We watched Peacemaker, and whenever I see a bird with a big wingspan now, I think of Eagly. My favorite character. I think maybe both of our favorite characters. Okay, so we got our support unit here, and that means we are one research cycle away from getting to select another tome, which is significant.
Okay.
What are we being offered here? Lightning Torrent. All units in target enemy army sustain 20 lightning damage and suffer 1 lightning resistance for 1 world map turn. So this is a damage spell that you cast at the world map level. Like onto an army that you're about to engage with.
But it does allow you to download things faster.
Well, more safely is the critical part. See, the lightning's broken up into lots of little different pieces.
Oh, okay. Okay, I gotcha.
Okay. So one of the big bonuses of something like this is that it uses your world map casting points resource instead of your in-combat casting points resource. Right, effectively allowing you to load another spell into combat, one more than your opponent can. At the downside of it being like quite costly. 80's a lot, right?
Yeah.
Here we have the Fey Touched Minor Race Transformation, which would give us Fey Guile, If our units are obscured or in a mist cloud, they gain random positive status effects, and we are able to ignore the penalties from the mists. So this will lead to the misting our territories, becoming a powerful defensive thing. Or lightning focus makes attacks of enchanted units gain +2 lightning damage and a chance of inflicting electrified. Not a very good chance. I do think that lightning focus is quite expensive for what it does. I might say let's grab lightning torrent.
Okay.
It's gonna be 6 turns, then we'll get to make a choice about some new tomes. Oh, a bird nest over there is getting cranky. All right, yeah, we gotta start collapsing these things. So we just finished a new archer. I think I'm gonna bounce the bad spider hatchling. So let's move to here. Have our new archer join us. And then see about knocking your ass out. So mathematically, we're a little favored here. So we have 2 spirit hawks, two carrion birds, sorry. And then the thunderbird, the prime eagle, with its mighty thunderclap. One of those really annoying floral stingers, and an entwined thrall. Let's see what the auto-resolve gives us. I mean, that's a pretty clean victory, losing only a tier 1 unit. I'm inclined to just accept that and move forward if that's okay with you. We're going to have to clear the slots and stuff anyway.
Yeah.
And renown was gained. Do we want to just grab the spider back up? I guess, like... Do you have a standard strike? Oh, attacks gain at 5 temporary hit points. Interesting. Yeah, I guess we'll just take this back up rather than trying to rush out another military unit. And 1 turn of healing should put us in a place where we can at least challenge the Great Bird Nest. So I think we're going to run over there as fast as we can and see if we can knock this out, because we have another one that we have to defend ourselves from over here already. You're going to stay where you are. I guess let's try to get more vision around the Eye of Manuhari. Oh, you're out of movement for this turn. Okay, so this is which one of these is what? That's the Trial of Wisdom down there. Trial of Leadership is in this direction. And Trial Concluded. So okay. This is the Trial of Wisdom. Now, this is the Trial of Leadership. At the ritual site, you encounter the spirit of Akrawe the Stalwart, Yukara of the Crasura during the Everdark. Everdark, not important enough to get a mouse over. The spirit comes forward to speak to you. During their darkest age, a once powerful and ancient people stands at the crossroads. Some keep honoring the traditions and knowledge from their civilization's zenith, while others are seeking new ways forward, threatening to cause a schism. As the leader of the suffering tribe, how do you preserve unity among your people? Well, we could, of course, persecute the followers of the new ideals to retain common customs and culture. We can grant the dissidents limited autonomy at the cost of 97 Imperium if they swear fealty to their brethren in times of need. We can invoke the spirits of the past to remind your people of their heritage and legacy. This seems like a big illusion show. I can't imagine why else it would cost so much mana. I mean, feels to me like we could just grant the autonomy.
Yeah.
The other thing I like about this is that it's the least sort of evil of the options.
Yeah.
I can just pay resources. We're good at resources. An approach motivated by benignity. Akrawe the Stalwart smiles.
Wait, what? Is that even a word?
I, too, thought such concessions would preserve peace. Uh-oh, the wording on that makes me think that perhaps this goes awry. During the Everdark, Akrawi continues, many movements emerged among the Krasura, each propagating a new dawn for our people. As the Yukara, I feared civil war, allowing new houses to form and adopt their own practices. They remained bound to my lordship through pacts, but over time the respect for those contracts diminished, and, after my passing, were broken one by one. You have passed this part of the trial, Crowley concludes. May your leadership be a blessing to your people. So it's kind of weird that, like, we're immediately told, yeah, in real life, I, the speaker, do not believe that that idea worked. And so you have passed the trial. Why didn't I have to get it right? What was the point of the trial?
I don't know, sweetheart.
It's like if you took the SATs and they gave you a 1600 no matter what you answered because you tried your best.
Is 1600 not a lot?
No, that's a perfect. Well, it was a perfect score. When I took the SATs, 1600 was a perfect score.
Okay, I never took an SAT, so I don't.
I think there's more sections now, and the numbers go higher. But okay. I've been out of school for a really long time, and I can only hope it continues to be that way. Formalized schooling, and I did not get along. So okay, we win.
I mean, also, this is my favorite class I've taken in quite a long time.
And this is indeed another trial. I mean.
All right.
At the ritual site, you encounter the spirit of Imazu the Inkwell, Yukara of the Krasura during the All Inferno. This one gets a mouse over. The Indalon crisis. Little is known about it, though it has become a topic of great interest. What has been established as commonly accepted knowledge is that the Indalon crisis happened in a distant age before the first Godir set foot on Magehaven. It was a conflict of cosmic scale involving the Indalon, as you would imagine from the name. Powerful cosmic entities from ancient times. These are basically titans, I think, to use a sort of like a Greek metaphor.
Yeah.
It was a conflict of cosmic scale involving the Indalon and possibly factions under their influence on one side, and the Archons and their allies, notably among them the ancient Krasura, on the other. The Indalon crisis ended with the Indalon becoming locked within Grexalis, a fractured world hidden in the mists of the astral sea. The spirit starts talking to you. Imagine a realm at the verge of being destroyed by a cataclysmic invasion. All life on the realm will cease to exist, and any mark of civilization perish. You have a vault sphere at your command, and enough time to preserve one aspect of the realm for future ages to come. A vault sphere being a mysterious dome-like structure built by the ancient Krasura, inside of which a dormant environment dwells in magical stasis. Which part of the doomed realm do you store inside the vault sphere? And we're going to get paid a little bit, it looks like, based on what we choose here. We could get a Grimbeak Crow, and also a point of population for Perbalion. I mean, what part of the doomed realm would we store inside the vault sphere? What do you think is most important? As many civilians as the vault sphere can hold? Or you try to preserve the ecosystem?
Is the vault sphere, they're like frozen in time?
Well, presumably you can get them back out. This is just like a way of... I'm assuming that they're, reactivatable.
I mean, so like my gut instinct is
Maybe
preserving people first, but
okay.
That's
it is a
first
good
of all,
character.
Your character is evil. Your character is canonically evil.
I mean, our character is kind of hovering near the midpoint. I think we're just off the midpoint. So like the one thing I will say is that this is basically no reward.
Yeah.
Which strongly disincentivizes the selection. The other reason that this is what I think we're going to take, both because the
Okay.
reward is more significant, and also I think it makes more sense from the perspective of our character. Right, we have all this like animal affinity and nature first kind of stuff going on.
Oh yeah, I forget that when you play these games, you do role playing.
I try a little
You
bit.
do it more, yeah.
All right, so Growlin Spring Shower. Well, part of the point of that is to force myself to make different decisions on different playthroughs.
Okay, yeah, that
Makes
makes sense.
And that helps even like forcing myself into what might be non-optimal play in a way that's kind of hard to predict. When I say predict, I mean like from a purely mechanical standpoint, does help with optimal play in the long run. Like, just the more familiar you get with like the edges and corners of a system, I think the better you perform within it. It behooves you to understand what all the different play feels like if you want to play well.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
So, samples
good
from the
advice.
realm's unique flora and fauna. A deed of pure preservation, Imazu the Inkwell applauds. Though all may wither outside its original habitat. Yeah, that's certainly a concern.
All right.
As the sheer force of the amber worldworm reshaped Izgemil, Imazu continued, I ordered all scrolls, books, and stone plates of the realm to be brought to our vault sphere. Only when Izgemil had turned silent, I realized my unmercifulness, and the spirits of Izgemil haunted my conscience for the rest of my life. You have passed the trial of wisdom, Imazu the Inkwell concludes. A true sage must always doubt. I didn't, though. If that was the lesson, I didn't learn it, and neither did you.
You know, okay.
You got something to say? Go on.
No, there's more of this Ghost Crystal Paths in the future kind of stuff.
Okay. I will say, the viewers don't have access to this, but when I said Izgemil, every time a new proper noun comes up, the look on Amabel's face is priceless. Having left the last ritual site, you are greeted by a more forthcoming Zandera the Phoenix. From the nest of the serpent, she says, rises the mighty owl, a herald of the nearing dawn. It is famously owls live in the nests of serpents. I have misjudged you, Growlin Spring Shower, and offer you my apology. The Everdark has left my people vulnerable. A trustworthy and respectful ally will help us redefine our position in the sky beyond. I will come to your peace talks, Zandera ends her speech, if you vouch for Valerie of House Avernus to attend with honest intentions. We know nothing about Valerie. So result, you gain the Feather of the Yukara as a token of friendship. Your diplomatic state is changed to alliance. Declaration of rivalry with Zandera will be removed. Thank Zandera and promise to contact her once everything is prepared. Or thank Zandera, but reveal that I am against her. Oh no, reveal that I think the Commonwealth remnants suck, and we're just gonna murder them. I'm still gonna try to pursue peace.
Yeah. I like how they note that the owl is a herald of the dawn. Owls being very famous for something you see right before dawn.
So check it out. We got a Grimbeak crow. It's a tier
Well, that's
1.
pretty neat.
It's a tier 1 animal. I'm gonna try to send it over to help with the military stuff as quickly as possible. And Growlin herself can do the same. Let's get back to our own territory. Okay, Probalion gained a point of population, so we can reach out to the east here and grab this conduit. I'm a big fan of knowledge in general, as I have stated. But we really need to up our mana income. So I think we're going to take this. We're going to build a conduit on it. The mana node is covered by an NPC army, but they're an army that's allied with us. So I don't think it should be a problem.
Yeah.
The declaration of rivalry has ended. Good to know. And here we have met a Princev Albade, maybe? Magistrate Gallant Lunar of the free city of Albade greets you nervously, as if they might invoke your wrath at any given moment. Well met, Growlin Springshower. We avian lightbringers of Albade have heard many stories about the torment of shadows you went through and the power you wield. We hate to imagine what you forsook to earn it. Hopefully you will curb any potentially power-hungry tendencies as you make your way through these lands. We can give them a Whispering Stone. If we get another Whispering Stone, it's worth noting we do only have the one, and it's currently in use. Until we meet... Actually, you know what? Let me do this just so that it shows where on the map you are. Okay, that's some distance from us. Not a huge concern, I think. All right, so we're making our way here. We need to meet the Commonwealth Remnants player still.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no idea how to do. Like, we just got to run around the map until we meet them. We're trying, right? We got scouts. We're doing our best. This bird has not been able to move in a while. I wonder, has placing you on the mountain made you start every turn with 0 movement? Nope. Okay, we're allowed to move this turn. Or like it says 40 points of movement, but then yeah, if you mouse around, I am not in fact. Oh well, sorry, it's still the enemy turn. That would be why.
Okay.
Well, over the mountain range then.
Oh, weren't you gonna go? Okay.
Well, with this critter, I'm just trying to map the world. What were you gonna say?
I thought you were talking about using the critter to get view to your southwest. Towards some named thing that was to the southwest, but maybe I'm misremembering.
No, we saw the stuff that's to the southwest.
Okay.
We know what's down there. It's that city. All right, let's see if we can clear
You're
out
that
this
city.
bird nest.
Take that.
Got me. My forks are out. All right, we got birds incoming. Not a lot I can do with just Growlin Springshower, so let's fall back. Hopefully we'll be done destroying this other bird nest by the time we need those units again. This guy can explore to the southwest a little bit more. You are interested in joining up with this army, at which point it will be fairly powerful. Structurium has finished producing all of the things it was working on simultaneously, which is rad. And yeah, our gold income is definitely looking sharper. I did want to build this wildlife sanctuary. I still think this is a good idea. So let's build it here, where it will produce quite a lot of draft. And then Structurium produced a military unit. Do we want to build a wild speaker so that we can take advantage of our conjured animals? Yeah, probably, right?
Yeah.
Probolion is not currently working on a military unit. Let's make a shade maker here. I think we're gonna want to end up with 3 functional armies. There's too much going on. This game encourages you to expand militarily just all the time, as much as you possibly can. Okay, something's going on over here. Okay, found a mystic cave. Over there, a prestigious statue made from exotic materials, ready to adorn a ruler's residence and inspire legends. I'm sure that'll be guarded. It's basically gotta be. Okay, these armies are merged up. Let's see about clearing that derelict workshop then. And over here, we're going to try to burn down this great bird nest. Now, we do have good math. And all of their units are only tier 1, so a lot of relatively soft, easy to squish targets. I would expect no losses here, maybe. I guess it's hard to keep birds off of archers. But I don't know. Do you want to do this one manually? I know you like to perform a battle.
We haven't had a battle yet, and that's what I'm here for.
Okay. I would rather not lose one of the tier 2 archer units.
Yeah.
We might be able to protect them a little bit better. Okay, so the enemies have run forward just far enough that we won't get an attack against them. But they have the ability to cover the intervening space. They're clever, Amabel, they're clever. We, of course, can just back up a tile or two. I don't think backing up a tile or two is likely to have any real cost for us. So let's see here. We'll put the hero here. Put the animal unit on this side so that we can get more kinship. Just gather units around it so that everybody can start their turn with kinship. I guess the scrap hermit is already an animal. All right, let them come to us a little bit more. Okay, they didn't close a lot, but this is at least a range where we can attack first. Now, it's not always valuable to attack first, you know, like sometimes you want to let them take the turn where they run forward and only get to spend one action point on swinging. But we can at least double tap with our archers here. Incarnate Shot has a range of 4, so that's not going to work. Yeah, we can like sort of tilt the whole battlefield to the side. The other thing we could do is have our move the ranged units forward enough to have a shot, and then just keep the rest of our units boxed tight around them so there isn't a space for the flyers to move into.
Okay.
And I think like running forward and getting a single point swing is probably actually not good enough to do. Vampire Spider Hatchling can't reach them anyway. So this way we can move these guys up and oh right, I don't have the shot anymore because we can't always fire over our own units. Sometimes we can. I'm never 100% sure when we're going to be able to. This is not a situation where I'm able to. We can run a scrap hermit up and at least get acid spray off. If I stand right here, I think I can get all 3 of these frontline birds. Yeah. Nope. In Endless Legend, you fire them with one button, and in this game, you fire them with the other button. Okay, there we go. So we got a poison going. That does make running up there and punching them a little bit more compelling. These things have enough movement that currently they're going to be able to reach the archers. If I move up to attack them. They're also going to be able to reach our cultivator, but I'm a lot less worried about the cultivator. I don't think I mind losing that thing. one of these guys, I suppose. And you know, obviously, if I can win this battle without spending any mana, I would like to do so.
Yeah.
All right, if I spot you over here, we're keeping the archers out of their range. Got the melee involved a little bit, and if they focus on our close-up melee, or if they move forward at all, I think our archers will be in a really good position to do some harm to them next turn. Yep, that kind of move forward is going to do great work for us. Yep, they love to run up on the archers. Interesting that they ran into the into an attack position here and then focused on the priest instead because they had the flank, which is not very good fire focus. Okay, so if we run our hero forward to assault like this, we can free up this line of fire for the archers.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, pretty good chunk of damage there. Three shots at 65%. Okay, only took 2 of them. 3 shots at 90%. May as well try to shut these guys down since they've run right over to us. Okay, we got a graze, but for the most part that was pretty good. The spider hopefully can finish them off. Excellent news. And then I should have cultivated nature affinity or something on these guys last turn. They're still not going to die. So I think it's worth going for it now.
Okay.
I believe they will survive. The enemy was not dealing all that much damage to them in total, even when the enemy was at full strength. And now with their nature incarnate, they deal a little bit of bonus blight damage on each attack. We're getting our THP, and yeah, it looks to me like this is in fact going to be a lossless wrap up.
Good job.
This doesn't seem to me like they're going to be able to find the damage. And if this guy does survive the enemy turn, then he's going to get 10 THP at the beginning of our turn. He's also going to take poison damage. Okay, yeah, if they're splitting their targets up, then we're good for sure. Okay, so who do we want to focus on first? I mean, the spider can just sit here. They keep moving things adjacent to this spider and just giving me free triple shots. We'll have to move
It's pretty
up.
good, actually.
Yeah, the spider's really shown up despite being a tier 1 unit. And like its base damage output really isn't very it isn't anything special. It's like any unit would be performing this well in this position. The enemy's just like they don't care. They don't care that it's here at all. Let's step Froghorn von Legwithhorn around to get some nice flanking stabs on these guys. We're gonna have to move up a little bit here. That's rough. That was an easy kill if we had just not gotten the graze. Alright, if I run to here, we have a 90% chance to finish the bird off. And now all that's left is this poor bastard. He's definitely not getting through the temporary hit points on that hermit crab. Yeah. He's all fumbling and shit. His morale is completely trashed, by the way. Having to stand next to all of your allied units as they die, it does really does fuck up the morale quite badly. Okay. And we get a reward. We got a phoenix. We pulled a tier 4 bird out of that. And 76 food and an obscuring mantle. This unit is 40% harder to hit with physical, ranged, and magic attacks. Yeah, that's pretty good. So the Phoenix is a tier 4. So it's a mythic unit. Does it have like a bunch of tags? Basically, does this thing count as an animal? Yes, it is. It is an animal, despite the fact that it's a mythological.
Okay.
That was my question. So it's got a charge strike. It's a shock unit. Has this overheat that deals damage in a 2 hex radius and inflicts burning. Has immunity to control loss and capturing. It can damage fortified obstacles. 1 turn after this unit dies, it comes back to life with 40% of its total HP once per battle. Yeah, this unit actually is phenomenal. Alright, well, you're going to be a critical part of the army that we're building back here. Y'all could probably stand to get back home and give that poor hermit crab some regen time.
Well done, sweetheart.
Thank you. I'm resisting the urge to play it off. There's a part of me that definitely wants to be like, well, it wasn't a very hard fight. I'm just gonna say thank you.
Okay.
So let's see here. This thing would require 3 farms to boost. Requires 1 mine to even build. So we do have the ability to push our gold structure up a couple more times because we have 2 mines in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want more gold. We do also desperately need mana. You know what? Let's build the mana structure. I think desperate is a fair description. And as such, we're also going to grab this infested province. Constant threat of attack until the infestation spawner is cleared. Listen, I'm working on it. I'm heading that direction. Froghorn leveled up, of course. Doing excellent work out there. So, melee attacks grant prepared spell and magic attacks grant prepared strike. Or we could push XP. So we don't actually have the ability to cast a spell right now. So taking the prepared spell thing, I think, is until we have a spell, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So do we want to go lightning evocation like we did on the last one of these? Or do we want to do more of like an explosion of fire damage? I do love an explosion.
I know.
All right. Well, then you understand why I took that. And a new rally of the lieges has begun. So every so often, this kind of thing happens. We have a certain number of rally points based on recruitment points, based on how many bannermen we have essentially.
Okay.
Another rally in 15 turns. So with 2 recruitment points, we are allowed to grab. Or with 4 recruitment points, we'll be able to grab 2 units here since everything costs 2. So we can see they have access to some Krasura units, Daylight Spears, and Sun Priests. I mean, It's expensive in terms of gold, but it is a wild speaker. The army will arrive in 2 turns. Let's send it to Probalion to join the newly assembling unit over here. And we have a province being pillaged. The province improvement will soon be destroyed. Oh no. Right, because hostile birds. And unfortunately, the army that is pillaging it is, in fact, a pretty big one. You guys have no movement left, and you guys are not ready to fight 5 like that. So for the moment, not a lot we can do, honestly. I do think I'm going to call Wild Animal. We're trying to get this army ready to fight.
Death Beetle.
Yeah, so we can take on a Dread Spider Hatchling, which is just melee attack is half physical, half poison, or a Wyvern Fledgling with its Draconic Rage. And we don't want that triggering. We want our units to be healthy. Or we could go up to the tier 2, get ourselves a Razorback. A tooltip. Please stay on the screen. So, shoots razor sharp quills at the target and inflicts bleed. Or a Death Beetle, which has a few more abilities. Is the Razorback... No, it's not particularly tough. 2 armor, 2 resistances. So let's see here. You have the ability to weaken enemy units around you and do some damage. Also, Pestilent Escape. Adjacent enemy units sustain damage. Then this unit moves to target hex and enters defensive mode. You know, a Death Beetle seems pretty cool.
Yay.
Okay, we're working on it. For now, all we can really do is end the turn. It's a little disappointing.
Something I find really interesting about these games with the auto-resolve mechanisms is the way it's assigning, damage and deaths to your units.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a very different paradigm than I'm used to in the board game space, where games where you have operational maneuvers and then you have battles where you may have less control over the outcome, you generally are given a number of losses to assign. A quarter of this unit's strength or that unit's strength, points of strength.
Yeah, and it's a thing where the army that is in control of the units is assigning the losses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. I was going to say I'm surprised they don't do. I haven't seen something like that in one of these games, but because things are so granular, because you're not dealing with a thing having 4 points of strength, but 40 or 80 or whatever, it'd probably get a little tedious if it wasn't designed with that kind of thing in mind. But I wonder how it would change how you deal with the auto resolve, and are you going to actually do the manual fight if you were given the option of lose this unit or that one.
Yeah, can I tell you, I think to some extent that kind of stuff serves as a mechanical replacement for the complexity of battles. Like we don't get the option on the auto, we don't get the option to pick casualties in that way, but we do get the option to pick casualties in that I can decide who's standing in front during the fight.
Right.
Right, so we sort of have that same ability, but just built into the battle system. This is a little harrowing. I was gonna run over here and try to dislodge the ambusher, but unfortunately, there are now 2 armies over here, so they have 1,000 projected strength. And for only 3 units, this is actually a pretty tough stack, but we're certainly not
Yeah.
1,000 points of murder tough.
You know who would love this battle?
Who's that?
J.R.R. Tolkien, the Rally Master.
You know, you're right. I can't really argue with that.
She would live for this.
Well, history suggests. You know, I'm not really sure how I want to handle this. I don't love that we're going to lose. I'm not even sure what happened. So it said we lose the improvement that we made, right? But is that going to uncapture the area and require us to gain another point of population to get it back? I don't know, and unfortunately, I don't have many options anyway. Like, we kind of just have to let it complete, unless I want to run Growlin over solo and try to take on a force that is literally twice my strength. I think we got to wait for the other army to show up, and so that's just going to happen, I think.
Okay.
I also think that we're over the hour, and maybe it's worth taking a second to consider this, because I don't know, like maybe with canny use of battle magic and stuff, maybe we could, I don't know. Just having to fight 11 units at the same time with 3 seems like it would be a very tough thing.
That's not, yeah.
All right, well, never mind. We're probably not going to try to disrupt them just yet. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, sadly, it looks like we are maybe going to experience a little bit of a contraction, a little bit of an abbreviation of our empire, but we're still working hard on as many goals as we can be working hard on at the same time. And as soon as we actually meet the Commonwealth remnants, I'm confident we'll be on our way to brokering some kind of peace deal. So come back next time for that, and we'll see you then.